One thing all us rally drivers believe in, first finish to finish first. A platitude that has helped me carve a niche. I still remember the start line on one side and my brand new car on the other with a brand new setup. I couldn't be bothered, I couldn't understand. I brought my car to the start line, not confused, not second guessing myself. All I did was stepped on that gas, revving through the racetrack over 150 kilometers per hour, upshifting from gear to gear at about 5,000 RPM, which my friend had advised, and just zoomed through that finish line. And after that was a moment I couldn't contain when I heard them say, and the winner is Anitha Kholay. And the rest, they say, is history. It is often believed that failure is a stepping stone to success. Well, not in my life. Things played out differently. When I won my first race, I hadn't even mastered the art of shifting gears, but I still raised my hand in victory. I had this uncanny confidence behind the wheel, and that I didn't want to let go or take for granted. I wanted to convert this quality into something much more worthwhile, which explains why I'm in the sport. My first race was an unimaginable experience, and because I was passionate, I took part in rallies, races, drags, hill climbs, autocrosses, and won innumerable trophies. Winning is obviously infectious, but that was not everything to me. My fanatical craving was to successfully finish what I started. And that's exactly what I did. And the result of all this was just a bonus. I owe my success to people who have supported me and motivated me with emotional strength. But I owe it a lot more to those people who wanted to denigrate me and socially undermine everything that I did. But what they didn't know was, when I was perturbed and they thought I would fall, is exactly when I used to bounce back and rise. During my stint as a rally driver, there was one such moment when I dropped out of a rally in 2005 due to some technical issues. I thought failure had hit me for no good reason. But immediately after that, I was pleasantly surprised and found out that I was pregnant. So, destiny had plans, and plans to keep me safe. So this incident taught me that everything that happens for good and happens for a reason. And it has also taught me that positive thinking is effective at all times and how important it is to have a clear head over your shoulder. I learned to be responsible for everything and not to blame the situation's equipment or anything else. Which is why I cannot understand failure, because failure is simply a fantastic learning experience. Speaking of technicalities, taming a rally car requires extreme amount of strength, skill, talent, and discipline. Unlike circuit racers, who have the gift of testing conditions during the course of repeated laps on the same track, rally driving is all about the unknown with no idea of what lies ahead. This sport has no place for irrational decisions or reckless behavior. Like all other sports, this is also a demanding one. I'd say 40% physical and 60% mental. It is a great combination of a man and a machine. This obnoxious beast requires days and sometimes months to be built. Following safety measures is a mandate for protection against injuries, and the rally car is built only according to the rally specifications and sustaining the weather conditions and the various terrains. And also to make it a technically sound and a fast machine. The driver and the co-driver have to be extremely fit Workouts include functional training and weight training for stamina and endurance, and cardio to overcome fatigue and dehydration. Mental stability, which is most often ignored, can be achieved with yoga and meditation. Apart from setting goals prior to the rally, we spend hours in practices. We also watch a lot of race car videos, and visualizing the track also does the trick. As for driving, we have just this one shot. There is no room for error. We cannot afford to miss a single corner or lose our mind or lose the car till we see that checkered flag or the finish line. All of this, and yet the speed is the one that determines the winner. So, according to me, winning is a complete package, and the winner is definitely the best of the best. Years and years later, I found myself again in middle of a rough, unfathomable terrain, as raw I was in the beginning, with an unfamiliar car. The road was even more rutted and difficult. And to add up to this was a heavy downpour and almost floods on the road. I confidently did everything technically right and managed to cruise through those large puddles and slippery surfaces. At one such crucial point, although my reflexes are hardwired, I completely lost control of my car, and the car skid sideways and just went crashing into a trench. Everything had come to a standstill. This was day one of my Malaysian rally. At that point, I thought it was just not the car that had crashed, it was my dreams that were shattered. Until the organizers had to run the protocol by me and told me that it's okay for the cars to run on the day two despite the breakdown. Now that was a blessing in disguise. What I did was picked myself up, dusted myself off, and I was all good to go, because I was in no mood of giving up. My strategies for day two had to change. We fixed the car to suit the severe conditions. My only focal point was to drive carefully with calculated decisions and pay attention to my navigator's calls. Every single corner, every challenging corner was critically analyzed, and I put my best foot forward, just following my instincts. Day two was insane. We finished the rally, and it was overwhelming to see how people from Malaysia and India were rooting for the only lady driver out there. And again, I heard them say, and the winner is Anitha Kholay. I had done India proud. So to me, this was just not the trophy. It was a responsibility and a strong message. All of this was possible because I always knew I was designed for more, and my strong beliefs have brought me a long way. Leading an unconventional life and zipping through those dangerous crossroads have made me realize how mundane and insignificant the day-to-day problems are. It has taught me how to be balanced and how to control my mind. I am proud of the fact that I have never forgotten the difference between who I am and what I do. Who I am human. What I do things that make me happy. I do things that I'm comfortable with. I do things that I can handle and not regret later. What I want to do it now. Because procrastination is worse, and opportunities don't come knocking twice. Pushing it is important, but pushing it the right way. Deep down, it is true that 90% of the battle is won if we are all well prepared. And if it still doesn't work out, the easiest solution is to say, there's always the next time. There's a famous Fast and the Furious quote. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. A winner's a winner. When something's break, it makes noise. There are a hell of a lot more options. So, end of it all, everything is just a state of mind. Do think about it. Thank you.